Mina Mkhize 013 Golden Second. Welcome, Molweni Sanbonani, to yet another episode of 013 Golden Second. Yeah? Namhlanje siphethe uThandeka, Ngoba, Gama, Uriopu, Magagula. Namhlanje definitely we're gonna have a very, very, very interesting topic. Emnandi ngoba manje uThandeka sonke siyamazi. She's an actor, singer, poet, songwriter, crafter, writer, voice trainer, graphic designer, ndibalantoni na. uThandeka ukhulelile amalahleni. She started acting at a very young age, Gubopa, which was written by Upesimtwa, and it was directed by Faith Magagula. She had an opportunity, Shamyana Sesemngane, to perform at Civic Theatre. Thandeka, how are you?
Hi, Kay. It's nice to be here. Ngiyabonga welcome.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
That was very beautifully put.
Uliopo.
Angilazi igama nelithandelani, but Ngoba and Uliopo means the same.
Ngoba and Uliopo means the same.
Yes.
What I get Thandeka, okay, mina nyakwazi. Some of us la emalahleni siyakwazi. For those that don't know uThandeka, ubani uThandeka?
Okay. First, hi everyone. As OK has beautifully introduced me, Thandeka Ngoba Gama Magagula. I was born and bred here in Witbank. I am a very, charismatic character, an artist, a mother, a daughter, a sister, and an overall a person who tanda bantu. I was thinking about this question yesterday because I was like, when people say, tell us about yourself, then you want to tell them umlando.
Yeah.
But I think it's more of a character, like what kind of a human being are you? So mina ngumuntu othanda abantu, really. Yes, and I love working with them.
Apart from Ngoba Gama, so uThandeka Ngoba Gama thanda abantu Magagula.
Oh my goodness, imagine. Yes. So but ngoba namhlanje ngize nge-art, yabo. I've been in the industry for over 30 years actually. Come to think of it. Yes.
Yeah.
I was blessed enough to be born into a family where art into ethandwayo. My dad growing up wayethanda udlala guitar, and he had abo Rechi Kapapiri as people that he looked up to. My mom at school bemuntu choir. So the combination yazala tsinaki. So sakhula in an environment where there was music. Art was was a popular thing ekhaya.
Sure.
Even my dad was working for the Department of Arts and Culture. Okay. So we were blessed enough with Hazanka Siben Island. How was when the arts in Gobi arts is a hobby and not something to go into.
Yeah.
So yes, when I finished my matric, I went and did musical theatre.
Sibambe lapho ke before usiya ngala ngoba manje usetertiary ngifuna ukukuthatha ke manje usibeke ukuthi manje uThandeka ekukhuleni kwakhe beka umuntu onjani. Angisho manje uyasho ukuthi ubabakho bekathanda ukudlala igitara, umamakho aculela ichoir. Usho ukuthi wena mawukhala bekuyi combination of a guitar and vocals.
Yes.
Ngaloko kahle kahle into engisho ukuthi uThandeka growing up ekhaya.
Oh, okay, let's start there. Growing up I was very shy, believe it or not. I was very crazy shy. I remember I suffered from panic attacks This one time we go to Durban, a trip ekhaya, a family trip at the end of the year, and there was just so many people around me. I had a panic attack. But funny enough, Menkwele stage, that wouldn't happen. So I preferred to be on stage alone, looking over people instead of being around people. So, no, no, it was not like that. And then at school, Gangumtano very shy. I was one of those kids you could bully easily. I actually had a bully at school.
Primary yakho
My primary school, I went to, what was it then? It was Edward Machek. Yabone 5.
yeah.
Yes. But then besafundela esikolweni we emini ekuseni kuya yeah besingena ama shifts.
Yeah.
So first half of the year we are iMapule, second half of the year we are Mruti, but siyachinjisana ngena ngo from 8 to 12 and then the next school comes in from 12 to 4.
Yeah.
So yes, my primary school was there and then I moved to Pine Ridge at grade. Yeah, my grades, guys. Mina ngifunde ngama standard, yes. Ka standard 3 ngahamba ngifunde Pine Ridge, and then ka standard 8 ngayofunda Liberty Christian College. That's where I matriculated. But on the general, I was a very shy kid. A very shy kid. The only time I was not shy was if I was on stage.
If you're not at
Yes, and then I joined, like, I remember there was Kanya Community Theatre, yeah, by Percy, yes, Percy Maseko,
yeah.
yes, and then I also, my mom opened a group called Amakwati, which was
yeah.
which was a Xhosa a group, but prior that, that's where I met you actually. And wait, I'm still eating. Prior that, I met you at church. Esontweni bekune junior youth, ne senior youth. No, then masasonto muntu. So junior youth, konje what was our is number St. Joseph Mukasa, and then there was your youth lana a Sacred Heart. So I remember we used to have like competitions, camps.
But prior to that, remember when Thandeka there was Ipuno. You were still young.
No, but you guys introduced Puno to us.
Exactly. Ngishilo into engisho ukuthi lapha kuPuno lekhathi bakubeke lapha siyamumncane umntanyana lapha.
I
Ukhula angazi
remember
mhlambe
that. Oh my
sengiyakwazi.
gosh.
Ukhula la Rebecca Malupe lapha. Yeah, but mina that was the first time ngikubona ngalo nyaka. I think it was 1997.
Yes, somewhere there, yes.
1997, and then after kwaba ile ndaba lezi zama junior youth and stuff.
Senior.
So now would you say ukuthi okay, obviously ubabakho bayathanda ukudlala igatara. Were you not forced to this lifestyle that you're living now of being an artist, or you were attracted by it?
No, I was attracted to it. So yakhumbula kudala bekudlala nithi ama cassette, ma VH.
Ama-TDK.
La ama cassette la wafaka.
Video.
Yeah,
VHS.
yes.
Okay.
So my dad, wayethanda ukurecord, he still likes it. My dad is an archivist. So ngelilanga adlale bayadaba vele, yo, those olden days. Hey, imagine. Anyway, so he had a video of Ipintombi by the late Gibson Kente.
Okay.
They did a tour somewhere in the West End, and I remember first time I watched that thing, I knew in my heart of hearts that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I did not know what life is otunga ingifikiselanga khona manje, but my reference is always I watched Ipintombi and I knew this is what I wanted to do. Yes. So I don't think my parents forced me to it. It was something I was attracted to. One day, and he does it now. Hey, it's incredible. It's amazing.
And Thandeka, I understand ukuthi time lapho obviously started a band, Fantastic Four.
Yes.
Of which you were also singing there.
The whole family.
The whole family.
Yeah, my mom, me, my brothers playing. Yo, baba.
Yeah, ama siblings wakini ningaki?
C4, I'm firstborn ekhaya.
Firstborn,
Landela umfana, uThobile, uGebeza,
uGebeza.
and then Samantha, thirdborn.
Samantha lo nimbiza ngoSamandondo.
Yes, and then last born
Niliphinde
was.
futhi.
Akalifunda lelo
Akalifuni
gama.
mara obvious elihleli Samandondo. Then
And then uTsotsi, Samgelisiwe, she also
uTsotsi.
does it.
akalifunda lela kaTsotsi.
Nalela
Bayifunda.
akalifunda.
So now are they following in your footsteps or?
It's just me and my brother. I think it's because Tina, from a young age, when my dad opened the band, so we got accustomed to the traveling, the performing, and the whatnot. And then laba bancane, by the time we were starting to be independent within the arts, then my dad begasega, as angase band because he worked far, bengasa function.
Bese kasukile la ngomthimba
Si-
qedile.
Na bekahlabhani baba.
Xapho babakho ngempama emgogodla. Now Thandeka zonke lezi zinto lezo ku Fantastic 4 was it were you still a student esikolweni or so tertiary?
Oh no, I was still a student.
Still a student.
Fantastic Four era was around 99. So 99, I think I was doing grade standard standard 7.
Standard 7.
Yes.
Yes. So kahle kahle kusho ukuthi manje lo gqozi lelo likwenza ukuthi uhambe manje uyenza idiploma ku-music ukhule nayo.
Ngikhule nayo.
So kusho ukuthi maye wena kuzo zonke izinto ezikhona abantu uyababona abanye bathi baya ngapha kulama-industrial ntuntuni wena uthi ne ufuna
I
ukuba
want the
mangidabe.
arts. Yes.
Ufuna one day ubaba angidabe. So now uyangena elayinini bathi yini lento leyo e-TUT ufunda for music.
I studied musical theatre.
Musical theatre.
Yes, which is acting, singing, and dance.
Take us through lapho ukuthi i-journey yakho njani.
So
Academically as well usho ukuthi bowuyile student okay because you are gifted angisho vocally artistic na yonke lento le nakhona ngapha kuma academics ukuthi mzala
So-
umnandi ngadini na.
because my father was a teacher, you expected.
Theni mangikhuluma ngempama.
You are expected to follow in the footsteps of, you're expected to be an A student, which I understand it now because I have a child. But me now, averagely, I was a BC student. So when passing abo, because esikoleni, if it was isikole bengiya kuzona, the pass mark was 50%.
Okay, uphasa
So
ngama score.
mawufike ekhaya ne 50%, according to them, you have failed. So at least mawuthi 60, 70, 80, yabona uphasile lapho,
Yeah.
they call it pass. So you have to live up to that standard. I remember when I was in grade 10, moving from a
Standard.
Pine Ridge, standard 8, moving from Pine Ridge to Liberty. So Pine Ridge, I was like an A student, not even a B student. I was an A student. Lo mntwana bamazi. Ngafika eLibathi. Sengifuna nabelungu. There's only 11 of us in class, and I don't know whether it was intimidation, but I flunked that year
Or fail.
for the first time ever in my life.
No, first attempt in learning fail. Awulahlekelwanga yinetho.
And it was so traumatizing because my parents did not expect it. I didn't expect it.
Mntana
So it
kami
was
uyafail.
dude.
Leso sikhathi bakuthethe bakufakalela ngobungani.
And we embarrassment. Like, how dare you? You know?
Uyaphasa kahle from Edward Macheka isikolo sabodade ukhuphuka naso mase ufika ngapha ku hi how are you in the morning uyafail.
Saying I failed. So my parents, my dad, my mom, they were disappointed. And I was also disappointed in myself because it's like, angijwayelanga le
can
into yokufeyila.
How can I
Bruh.
fail?
But then, so I didn't enjoy, when I was at Liberty, I didn't enjoy high school. I did not enjoy. I don't know, okay, I think
Intimidation, angisho uyasho nabo ufunda nabongani.
besides intimidation, we had bullies, man, like subtle bullies. People will make you uncomfortable. And we wanna basumdala lento lokuthi hayibo. Kahle I was being bullied because people will comment on you, say isn't doesn't get nice. And funny enough, when I got to grade 11, I became a prefect. And that's where, grade 12, I became a prefect. And that's where I think I tapped into this Thandeka that you guys know. And then when I went to tertiary, I enjoyed my tertiary
Thatha
life.
usibheke-ke lapho.
Mangifike tertiary, ngihlala eRezi. I was studying at Tswana University of Technology, Arts Campus in Arcadia. And Mafia lapho, one, I'm doing what I love. And everyone around me, you got your fashion department. We had, in our first year, first time when umlungu agcoke different layers. You see how the skirt is. But see, go pink la, go blue la, go green la. And it's different fabrics. And that person is acceptable.
Yeah.
First time I met gay people at
Are you
tertiary.
saying gay people as in LGBTQI or
Yes.
happy people?
No, LGBTQI.
Okay.
Yes. And it was like, what? And Mina, because I was from a Christian school that is very strict, and you're not even, if you are speaking a language and get right, you get detained for it and all of that. So I get there, and there's just freedom
Yeah.
of everything.
Yes.
And for me, it was like, yo, ngathi I'm in a sweet shop. Umntwana omncane osesitolo sama-sweet. So it was very emancipating for me. No, but I'm saying what's the freedom that was
Okay.
there. Like the freedom which you not akho muntu ozokutshela ukuthi lokhu ku wrong nan.
Yeah.
And you got to love people for who they are and not what they are.
Yeah.
You know? So for me it was like, wow, a different world altogether. Ngathi bengathi ufam Julia going to a gold.
When it comes to Jews.
Yebo. So it felt like that. So my first year
I'm a subject ebe no cover da ku musical theater.
we did, first year did 11 subjects,
Which way?
which was dance. But with dance, then you have ballet, you have jazz, you have tap, you have contemporary. So that's 4. Good dance alone. And then ballet, ballet, yeah. Yeah, ballet. Hi, man, K. So we had ballet, we had all of those, ne?
Yeah.
Then we had acting, and then you had, I think it was composition.
Sure.
Then you had music. Then you had, why am I'm forgetting some?
Poetry.
No. We had the history of the arts. Then we had your theory subjects, history of the arts. We had musical theater, the subject. We had okay. But in my first year, the only thing I flunked, my dear, was ballet.
Ballet.
Because I was like, but my favorite form of dance was tap. Funny enough, and that worked for me later in life when we were doing. Yes. So yes. So first year, mangfike kaya, fear nama distinction. They were shocked. They're like, what? It was because I was doing what I love.
Yeah. So you did that course for how many years?
I did. It is a 3-year diploma course. Then I got a job. So what you do, as first years, Manfiga, obviously you need to get hang of how everything is being done. So you also do backstage work. I remember in my first year, Lywood Banky, they had a festival, and it had Umoja.
Yeah.
And then I was on holiday, and because at school we were doing behind the scene.
City Arts Festival or what?
No. What was it?
You can't remember even the year.
It was 2006. 2005 or 2006, between those 2 years.
Arts and Culture Hour.
No. And angayifaki
No, I
lapho
see
ke.
it.
But ngayenza behind the scene work,
Yeah.
which was an extension of what I was doing at school.
Thunyelwe isikolo or
No, ngaziyela because it was something I was familiar with at school. Then second year, it's like mandatory for you to do AMA productions.
Okay.
So as part of the work that you do, like you have to go match first quarter, there's a show that you do, and then the last quarter, and they mark you. So I did like Snow White and the Seven Bergies. I did Dream Girls. I did Ep3. But in my experiential work that we did at school, which was mandatory. And then when you do your diploma, like you must do a show, one. So you gather pieces of work, artworks, and then you do it on as an exam. Then, blessedly enough, on my third year, I'm writing my second last exam, which is musical theater by Mr. Johan Swart. And then I get a call from my mom. She's like, Thandeka, there's auditions in Witbank. Mind you, I'm writing. Not only to ask Mr. Swart, but Mamela, kuna auditions happening in Witbank, I need to go.
Audition
Away Line of the East by Mbongeni game.
Okay.
So I immediately after class, ngilokhuza ngikhwela taxi. So luckily the taxi rank is like next door to the arts campus. Ngikhwela taxi, I come. So I was late for the auditions. I got there like after 3. And I walk in. I remember, I forgot his name, but the camera guy, Lungi. Yeah, Lungi, Putlungi. I put Lungi, I let the camera kumina again. Like literally, taxi rank, I went to the thingy. Mangena, uputhlungu zanalelo. Uthi no, sorry sisi, cela interview. I'm like, no, I don't like cameras. What's how is usendaweni wrong imongathanda I-camera and then like ini wangenza an interview.
Sure.
And then I walk in akusagcwalanga kangako. Then I go inside, I see Putinhlanhla Ngema, who's a splitting image of his brother. So I'm like, yo, Mabong Ngema, but he's young. Stimela, yes. Yes,
Okay.
Stimela. So I walk in and gonna put Baba Mavimbela, God rest his soul, and then I go on stage. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's Ngema, I need to impress this guy. Kanu Ngema ngekho that day, he was sick. Mina ngibona umfowabo, but I did not know it was him. So I get on stage. So mina at school, I majored in music. So musical theater, you do all these dance, acting, and singing, and directing, but khona leyo mele umajor kuyo. So anyway, so I go on stage. If stage ngiyacula like hey, vele ngisho. I think I sang uGqirha Lendlela by Mary Magagula. No, stop. No. I'm okay. No, can I not sing it? Yeah, I'm going to try it later. And then I go on stage, I do the song, and then I do my acting piece from Ibopa. And then Bati dancer, and I'm thinking I should remember from school. And in school, it dance I'm not doing so well, so I was convinced by so I'm just moving, like in these steps and whatever. And Baba Mavimbela say, "Oh, Sissy, your acting is very good. Your singing is average. Imagine at school, they know me as the strong singer, dude." And then fine, I get disappointed, but I get a call back. So we go downstairs, Lapis Bilini at Civic Theatre. Now there's Cindy, he's now teaching us a combination, dance combination. See, as the dance combination, I go back, I'm like, I want to show them what I can sing.
Sure.
So I go back, and at this time on the callbacks, Ngema's there. And I'm like, I'm not doing what I did. In respect, Yaga Aretha Franklin. And remember, when people audition, usually they will go for your African songs, they will go for your... So here I was doing an American, what do you call that era? Motown.
Yeah, Motown.
Motown, yes. So I get there, I do the piece. And then they literally took me, I remember Butana could not play any of the music because I was doing your Brookbanks and your Sam Cooke, all those songs. I know, but at the time you couldn't play what I was.
Okay.
So they're like, and then there was this guy who kept on saying, Aretha Franklin, and then I got from that, we went to Nullspruit to the third round.
Sure.
And when we got to the third round, we were not sure what to say. Now they put us through a probation. They put us through a probation. But in that probation, they're teaching you songs, they're teaching you development, okay?
Yeah.
And then after that, I think around, so the auditions were in October, November, December. Lo December lo si kuma rehearsal but siku probation, and only around end of December they have decided on the cast, and then Gemma casted me as one of the main characters, and he said I had to. Because of your characters, very loud and free and crazy, and amaZulu angathandeki bathi le ngane le khuluma isiNgisi what
Ngapho
but
phakathi
ngema
Xhosa.
ngithanda kanjalo.
Yeah. So experience yakho ke Thandeka was Lion of the East your first ever, if I can say, professional gig?
Yes, outside music, yes, outside music it was my first.
Was Lion of the East your first ever production that you did with Ungem?
Yes,
Because I understand you did two.
yes, and the other one I didn't finish it because I got pregnant.
Oh, Mara, Shem. Oh, ugcine ngokurehearsa.
Gcine ngokurehearsa and babona ngami ngingabuyelanga emsebenzini.
But
Yes.
take us through your journey with Lion of the East.
So now we are doing Line of the East. Okay. You know, yesterday I was watching a lot of, in preparation for this, I was watching a lot of podcasts. And then I came across how the industry has got Amantabagangayo and all of that. And I look back, I'm like, I did kind of experience something like that. Then I was very staunch Christian. Like, futhi ngangiqeda ukuphuma eRoma ngena on those
Nah,
charismatic
ingenile.
churches. Yes.
uJesu uthi,
Dude, I was like Jesus everything. I was Jesusing, going in, coming
Yeah.
out, eating, everything. Everyone knew what lo mntana eBhayibheli.
"Mabo zokuthi mawuvela shifted." Yeah.
So, when we were busy with Line of the East, at this beautiful in probation
Sure.
time. Ngema has not really decided to uba lana, yebo. And then those who believed in God then prayed. And those who wanted to go by your geza and all of that. So there was someone
Abaphalazi.
baqume
Abaphalazi,
benzeni.
wonke abantwana.
So one day during rehearsals, Amachita come to me. There's this friend of mine, Batubuzwe Tangai, and Moses, I think you know, Moses Mahlang. Ndebele
Unam.
guy. Yes, that one. Lobegai, the crazy one, yes. He comes to me and is like, we know you pray hard. And I'm like, what are they on about? So I call it Mos. And then lunchtime kuza ubuzwe banomndeni. I'm like, what are they on about? They're like, there are people who don't like you
Sure.
because of your character and the possibility of you getting this character.
Ileza story
Lele.
leza ezokuthi ma. Remember, one of the things esizenzayo la 013, the shooting plans no hamdana. Abanye batufa kubaba. Ibeke nje straight.
No, it was not even
I'm sure your
that.
father was working for the Department of Arts and Culture.
No, but you see, the nice thing about that, I didn't disclose that. So they
People
didn't
talked, and
know. Yes, people
Yes.
talked.
Hence, that is why.
But
they came
Ngema
to
did
you.
not know. Ngema found out after he casted me.
Is it?
Oguti, my dad is my dad. Because I made sure that they
But
don't
now,
know.
ipe ngokuthini, even mhlambe masiyobukela, some of us were saying, ngene ngoba bakhe.
Yes, because people will, like you say, people will talk.
Yes.
I think the people abathe ungene ngobaba kabantu abazi umndeni wasekhaya. But remember, Ngema Pupunhlanhla, those people did not know us.
Yeah.
They couldn't even connect me to my father.
Yeah.
Even how I got the audition, my dad knew about the audition, but he didn't tell me.
So indaba say straight to Thandeka ku-Lion of the East akafakwanga ubabakhe ukuthi ubabakhe was working for the Department of Arts and Culture. She worked herself up there wangena.
Was that the word on the streets? Yeah,
Yeah,
a
it was
late
the word on the
bloomer.
street. Yeah, it was the
Late
word on
bloomer.
the street.
After so
Yeah.
many years.
Serious. Angisho manje nangu Thandeka lapho uyacula. And your father is working there with Department of Arts and Culture in the province, you understand? So Ungema is coming to Whitburn. How? Now Tande we are too loud, shoot it up, I'm gonna no more strings. I'm glad.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So I'm
No.
glad manje daba like ukuthi mabakubona manje ivele
I didn't know that. Imagine. No, but no. Like, and I made sure because mina ngavalelekelwa ama opportunities amaningi because of my dad working for the department.
When nje the only thing obuyithola ngoba bakho umita ko the late
You know.
masikela ama privileges obubanawo lawo.
I would meet like but now mina ke isono sami ukuthi I'm in the arts, I love the arts, and I am doing the arts, I'm a writer, but now my dad is in this department. And I remember my mom arguing it in one event before bekuze take 5 or take 7 kune festival at the stadium. This was before Ungen. And they didn't want us to go to that show. Ne? And my mom was asked them, oh, if gune Minister of Education and umntana ka minister upasa gahle, like upasa komlade. Are you guys saying ukuthi angeke athole scholarship because baba ku Minister of Education? So and Tina like I would like to believe that asits at elange at in but I didn't know this. On a serious note, I didn't know that was the word on the streets. That's how I got with in Line of the East. I solemnly got it by myself auditioning is Sebenzen.
Right, siya move okay after Lion of the East Thandeka. I'm sure when you got the call from your mother to say there's auditions. You went there.
And then remember it was in October. So velunya kubuvela usuphela. So I finished writing, I finished yonke lento yasesikoleni, and then we had to go through the whole probation thing.
So the lifespan of the production.
The lifespan of the production, including auditions and that whole shebang.
Yeah.
In Woodbank.
During the whole thing, the lifespan. In the meantime.
I was hence I'm saying was on my 3rd year. That year.
Okay.
So on my last exam, then I got the call. So mina ngilaba who were blessed enough ukuthi immediately after school ngabe sengisebenza and ngenza lento engiyifundelayo. So that's how blessed I was. So we ran from 2008 around October. And then we ran until 2010, 3 January.
Yeah.
We ran in Witbank, we ran in Nelspruit, and we ran in Durban. But obviously there's breaks in between. No, we didn't strike in Durban, didn't strike. No. In Durban, it was that conflict. You would see, Tina as artists, we work weird hours, right? So we work Tuesday to Sunday, and then we get Mondays off. So manje with December, others are homesick. They wanna go home. What I remember is that it was that argument with should we go home or should we not? But we never really striked. I was saying to Butana the other day when I was calling him, would see people who have worked with committed artists have got different experiences. Mina, my experience, I swear to God, not unless life, but I enjoyed working with Ungem. Like I can't single out into him being say hi kwakwenzeka. So
now as
it
someone
was too beautiful.
As someone that was close to Thandeka, you've done interviews on TV with Ungema. I mean, I only met Ungema once. Only met Ungema once at State Theatre. So when as someone obega hamba nongema, niyakuma interviews, your radio interviews with different TV stations. umntwana wasemalahleni. How did that make you feel? Because
was
like you were
beautiful.
walking like next to the legend like this.
It was amazing. It was amazing. And you know, I'm glad you're asking this question. Growing up, I didn't say this part. I was amakwati.
Yeah.
Khona this album yakangema enalela culo lithi nalabantu bezanifuna ukuyibheka le ndaba amandiya.
Sure.
That album.
Yeah.
I remember Nabo Pusfiso when we'd come
Bana
from
Pusfiso.
rehearsal. Pusfiso was my music mentor.
Because Fiso Kupega.
Kubega,
Okay.
yes. Upusfiso, Nabo Tai, Nabo Mampinini,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Nabo Prudi,
Sure.
like would be walking
Bana
and
le
not.
group yamakwati.
I'm Makwats, I'm
Si
lying.
Makwati.
Ku youth, ku junior youth. And when we are walking up, we'd be singing Gema songs.
Is it?
Literally like your
Bongo.
what's
Mbongolo
this
wena
album
ayisho.
le nikonje le album lena le Sarafina.
Bongo.
Ay, Bongolo man. Okay, when okay. So we'd have those songs being sung, and you're not thinking, would one day you'll work with them.
Yeah.
And this one time, then my mom organizes for us to go to the market theater. Kudlala Sarafina.
Sure.
Sise youth. We go, we watch Sarafina, and you know, abantu abaculayo. Gobi. Oh wow, I believe you. So now we get there, and these people on stage are singing these songs that we are accustomed to singing about, and we feel like if bengikhona lapha mina bengizoyicula kangcono, because you know you could reach those notes, yabo. And then at the time I didn't think what's this ngibuye ngisebenze nayo ngema. So when I was working with him, it was surreal. I could not believe it.
Yeah.
He was amazing. He was like a father to me. So the closeness was like, Mabong ngiyamalo, ngiyamhlonipha. Oh my gosh, like I was starstruck all the time. All the time. And I think I always got free passes. I need to tell you this. So I had a small camera, those tiny little ones. And everywhere we went, I would take videos of auditions, of us going from we were booked mostly a guest house.
Sure.
So ngema how he works, mele nonke nibe sendaweni eyodwa. Nidle ukudla okufanayo, nihlale
No
nonke.
special treatments.
Yes, to just get that energy flowing and going, which I think is a beautiful thing. Then when you go to work, so I would video thingy tape yonke lonto leyo yabona. Kungakafiki social media, okay. 2010.
Yeah.
We're driving back from Durban. Sihamba ngebhasi. Mpumalanga cast is coming back home on the 3rd of January. That's how I remember. It's the 3rd of January 2010. We are driving back, and then when we get to just Moy River,
Yeah.
leya garage leyana la kumiwa khona mawuye eDurban,
Montrose.
Montrose. Sesisindlulile Montrose.
Yeah.
We get a crazy, huge accident between two trucks and besasihamba nge-Greyhound double deck. And I don't know what the other truck yayiphethe, but yabo khona lezi amabhola wakhona angisawaboni, but aqinile amancane ke. Whatever, those balls were covering something. Wavele was splashed into our windows. Mina ngasinda ngoba I had moved somebody, like ngamove ama seats ngifuna ukuhlala nama cast members.
Sure.
So we got that accident, and at the time I always had a laptop with me, like to back up everything into that laptop. KE laptop is survived kuleyo accident, and we had to wait for them to send another bus. So by the time we get to the park station, we're tired in Joburg.
Yeah.
And then ngiyithatha laptop yami, give it to my sister. My sister puts it in the angazi uthi or nayo ayifuna, but I was going to the loo, and I lost that laptop. Okay, it had everything.
Okay.
Footage from 2008. rehearsals till 2010.
Mm.
My backup, I had an external drive. Everything got lost
Mm.
there. And when Gemma died, my mom says to me, God rest his soul. My mom is like, yo, mtanam,
Ngabe.
imagine all of that,
Ngabe.
never seen footage. And it was going to be a memory of us. Yo, we went through this. Because mangfike kaya, saw, you know. But yeah, man, that's how I lost that footage.
Life after Lion of the East.
Life after Lion of the East, this is 2010. So 2010, we are supposed to take Lion of the East to the State Theatre. But 2010 is the World Cup.
Oh, yeah.
So everyone is coming into the country. And then...
Ubani konje? Who was that mascot? Uza Kumi. Ubani the mascot lebesinayo la South Africa ngisho beza la 2010 beku.
20, yeah, it was here.
Ubani lebhubezi.
Angimazi ke.
Uza Kumi.
So, yes. So now, 2010.
Wazuza Kumi.
Goza ubani?
Zakumi.
Zakumi. Okay, goes Zakumi. Labo Shakira and all of that.
Yeah.
So in the theater industry, Sarafina is a big thing in the world. So Lion of the East, Sarafina, I don't know Lion of the East, so they choose to Gwenza Sarafina. So Lion of the East ibe on pause. 2010 we're supposed to go to the State Theatre. And then fine, I'm thinking it's gonna come back. Remember January, unyaka mutene, and so that whole year you're waiting, and you're used to this. By 2010, I'm used to. Oh no, we're gonna run the show. You're gonna be at home for 2 weeks, and you're gonna go back, right? 2 weeks turned into months, and then it was the whole year, and I'm like, it's never gonna happen, you know.
suppose lento mose
Yeah. I'm like, no, but so I went back to school to do my B-Tech. So what B-Tech does, it allows you to be a teacher. If now you're not going to do performing arts all the time, yeah. So I'm like, I don't know, go academic and blah blah blah. So I went back. 2011. Went back to Pretoria to go to
Pretoria.
yeah, but okay. So I go back to Pretoria, do my B-Tech. Then 2012, get a call. Ngema is doing another show. But no, Ngema is calling me during this, like Masak Peli Sarafin. I remember Zahara when she was breaking out. I went to one of her first shows in I can't forget this, in Durban.
No.
No. Yes, it's like that music girl, she must come. Oh no, but before we did that, he was launching, there's Durban Playhouse, so they were launching Durban Music House. And I got to meet God rest her soul, Bahlo Mamalo, Bosim song. We were doing a song with her. Dude, half the rehearsals were like starstruck with this woman. You wish. When I know, I thought you guys were the Timon or Pumbaa.
Yeah.
They were very mischievous, lava.
I said, you are also a singer, of which we've covered most, that you being a singer and actor.
Yes.
Poetry is a nini. What inspired you to be a poet? Because we're a poet. Usalufaka na le songwriting because the ambisana no creator.
Okay.
And because why so your style of music is more of poetry. Yeah, so what inspired the poetry?
So with poetry at school, our TUT theatre is in Sunnyside. It's called Brayton Bach Theatre. And next to Brayton Bach, it was this, I can't forget that house, but there was a house there. And then 2006, 7, 8, they used to have poetry stations. So I had these friends of ours from main campus. So you had us campus, you had Arcadia campus, you had main campus. So you had these guys from main campus would come and visit our res. And then they were like, when I remember then ngangithanda ukugqoka yini lama kepis lawa wamakrwala
Khango.
kangol, yes, ngangithanda ukugqoka like I
Ukuza
had
mina
my
bese ngikutshela into ekuyiyo vele.
so this one guy was like, yo, Sisi Wena, you look like Miss Dynamite. This is a Miss Dynamite. Yeah, so she was like, I want to invite you to a poetry session. And we went to this. Dude, this was a form of art that I was not exposed to.
Yeah.
So it was one of those ipintombi moments when you see something and you're like, I want to do this. So I walk in and there's just these people, and my God, I know that the only closest to poetry thing that I used to listen to was Lauryn Hill, Unplugged, and your neo soul music, right? It does have like my elements of poetry. So I walk into this house, right? House 22.
Oh yeah, I was doing too.
I walk into house and it's like, what? And these people were deep, and I could understand. I could get there, man. It was like my tribe. So, and then park it. I carry on with what I'm there for, school and wada. But that was like a perfume. But hayi ngisisejustifyed kakhulu lapho. Yo. Hayi. Anyway, then 2000 and was it 2000 and after Ngema Senza I get approached by these two white ladies. They're like, there's this poem called Lord, Why Did You Make Me Black? So they want us to do this at main campus.
Conversation.
Not the conversations. There's one before that. So they call me to main campus. We do this poem. Lord, why did you make me black? Why did you make me in? This is after I see the House 22 story. And then I do that, I park it, right? And then fast forward to, so now I know ukuthi ngiyayithanda lento, but angiyilandeleli. Then fast forward to, I think it was 2008.
Yeah.
The first Emalahleni arts festival, the first one ever. I got a best poet. I still have the unit.
Ndondo.
Yes, enhle kanjani ke, like it's silver and then it has coal la ngaphezulu. Beautiful. I don't know why they stopped making those, but it was
Which
amazing.
is the first ever. Lana bobhale ukuthi 5th annual.
Was it the fifth
The 5th
annual one?
Yes. According to your profile.
Fifth annual.
Yes.
And then in Kondlo, is that the one where I won the poetry?
The best poet.
Best poet.
Yes.
Okay, my memory is deceiving me.
Yeah.
So it must have been then the fifth one. But mina, instead of winning best music, lento engizazi ukuthi ngiyazenza, I won poetry, best poet. Right? But still I parked the poetry store. I parked it like
Papa sofaka.
ngiyayiphaka phela mina ngizazi ukuthi ngiya-etha ngiyacula. I'm not thinking, yabo. Then fast forward to 2000 but it was after Ngema. I'm like, no man, I want to do my own album. So I start writing music. Oh, okay, I remember. After I finished my BTech, I'm working for my mom as a TED. So every now and then, when I have these breaks in between, ngiyahamba ngiyosebenza lapha eLo. Mengihleli, I keep on writing this music. I keep on writing this music. Then I'm like, Butana, come through. Ngifuna the album.
Yeah.
Right? And then that's when I discovered I can write my own music. And I was enjoying it.
Yeah.
Because like you do covers, Jabo, Mary Makeba and all, but no, this time I want to do my own thing. So I write my music. Butan Springs. He comes Sekaya. And then now we are doing, in my first album was Musa, Mdluli.
Oh yeah, Musamdluli.
It had Ufura
Sibanyoni.
Usbanyoni. It had Balum Fanmobi Mazibugo. And then Ubutana was the person I rehearsed with. Next Kwaklasha on the actual day of the event, Kwaklasha, then I had to bring Musa Mdluli in. So me and Butana and
No, fuck.
I kaloku mntwana now you were busy being a priest, my friend. No, you were
Hey,
busy
wena,
being a
Bingi,
for this.
Yini?
You were busy with the seminar
Mm.
while we were pushing out. So yes, I write my music, and then 2016 ngenza live Nyathela album. So in that me writing music, I also wrote poetry, right? Now, it was a tryout, and I was like, no, but I can't do this because the poetry, my version of poetry. Remember when I got introduced to poetry, it was deep stuff. It was your like abantu who've been writing, and they write like paragraphs on paragraphs of poetry, and it's deep things. It's like you need to be very woke
Yeah.
in order to write, like, so that your poetry is not like nje ngathi udla.
This is trying as a fool.
No, darling, it needs to be deep, like
Some
meaty
divide
and all of that.
Was it washoni la, not less.
Not less umntwana. Anyway, so I fused the poetry into the album. And then fast forward, my love for writing poetry started growing because during my Jesus era, ne, like when I was crazily a Jesus junkie, I used to watch One Gospel, and I came across Joshua Mabong.
Oh yeah.
That guy, also with him, I had a Ipintombi House 22 moment with him. Like the first time I even remember what he was talking about. He was talking about a human being having two bulldogs inside.
Yeah.
And the one bulldog that you feed the most will bark at the smaller one that you do not feed.
Yeah.
So he said the other bulldog will represent your light side, utando, your Jesus side, and then the other one is hatred and all these mean things. So the one you feed the most will grow big and bark at the
Bulldog ne pitbull.
a bulldog, man, K.
Pitbull.
A pitbull. Anyway, so they would. He made that example, and I don't know. It was like I've listened to our abafundisi preacher, but that guy, ne? So fast forward to now, I'm starting to listen to this guy when social media is being introduced and all of that, and this guy just resonates with me. Like everything he says makes sense. I start following Farmers of Thoughts. But this is only recently. But now I am following this guy, and
moment.
Moment.
Moment. Shoot my one mabonga ile kakubana le nto besithi cut.
Yes, I had an epiphany.
Mina ngithi tsuri moment.
Oh, now I'm gonna take that.
Yeah.
So that's the sound in your ear.
Yes.
So I had that, which inspired me to write my favorite poem, Child of Mother of Mankind.
Before Hambo Zoshaya.
Zoshaya, yes. So my love for poetry. So these were people that were feeding me into poetry. So I started listening to those kind of people. I started following Amakosi, the African. That's when I got introduced to the African way of believing in God.
Also crafting came into being.
And crafting came into being, Mundwam. And now I'm this person, literally. I remember this one time, ngingalahleki. So 2016 I do my album, right? And I'm trying to promote this album. So my poetry moment is coming up. I am meeting Abu Mabong. I'm seeing or listening to Mabonga J, and now I'm getting introduced to a different
And I took you to Joburg Moyes cover.
Remember, I skipped that part.
It's fine, that's how.
No, but which year was that? 2016. It was after the album, when we were promoting the album. That's how it's in Pambil. So 2016, no, I can't skip this part. So 2016, and okay, no, it was not 2016. It was 2015. It was before the launch. It was when I was still recording the album.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh no, we cannot forget this part. So Kay calls me. Didn't you call me? No, you called me. And told me about this guy who Ed. And fresh, I remember. So Kay calls me. No, we can't forget about this part. So you call me. You like, see, sing my music and stuff. So you like, see, listen, there's this guy, Fresh, and we want to help you. Timo was the baby.
I was still working for you, Fresh then.
Were you working for it? No, I thought you guys are the people that you know each other from church. Ah, okay.
I'm telling you.
But how you introduced me to him, you said, Wangbona Puno.
It's fine.
Anyhow. Oh, okay. Yeah. So we go and record, and this, I remember this because one of the recordings, okay, sihambile siye Jones, your record, and my daughter, I had Simo at so 2012 I got pregnant. Ngenza ishoga ngem.
Yeah.
And then 2013 I gave birth. 2014, 2015 now I want to do this album. Now we are going to Joburg and we are recording. I am going to interviews. I remember we did, I think, Alexandra Radio.
Yeah.
Yes. And my mom calls me, guys. She calls me in the middle of studio session. Like, I can't take my child to the studio session. My mom calls me. I guess umntwana usele noma. Mama uyangifonela, guys. Umntwana uyakhala. I remember I drove that day, that night. It was after midnight, Kay. Got driver, guys. Ngizwa umntwana mekhale phoning. And lesi sikhathi ngiseJozi. Joburg, and I had to come back.
Thandeka, great fun was had. Yonke leminyaka wenza Land of the East. Yonke le experience oyitholile now. Yonke lento okhuluma ngayo was outside.
Yes.
Ne? Now we are here in Whitby. Kubo bonke abantu abayenze izinto ezinswembu ezi beautiful abasebenzela ngongena. Then you decide to come back to Whitby, knowing very well the state of art. Emalahleni ukuthi vele sivalwe idafu yamalahle. Sibathe siyazama kwenzeki next. What made you to come back home?
I came back home because I started art here. That's why it's maybe so remember, the art I started from home. Then there was the Percy era, Amakwati/Zodela era. So for me, then I went to Pretoria. So Mboya, it didn't feel like art is null and void, not existing, what. But I understood, okay, now people have grown, and then people are doing different things.
Yeah.
And when I came back to Witbank, then I was doing my album. Then I was still doing my things in my little corner.
Yeah, but then he has essential via in you did your first and second professional shows with them. And then here in Witbank,
yes,
Moses Mashiamu, doing industrial and everything. But then, in terms of promotion, with regards to say, okay, now these guys, they're very good. You understand? But now, but like you understand? Imisebenzi yabo ayiphumi iye ngaphandle angeke ngibabale bonke bakhona bawakhiphayo bayasebenza but then mawuthi uyabheka it's like we rotating endaweni eyi-one senze erosion ground erosion siloko sizigubhela umgodi ngokudrayadra njengoba ngisho manje ukuthi sila emgodini siphuma kanjani.
Okay, one, we in comparison, ne? I'm gonna provincialize my answer. In comparison, in Mpumalanga, Wetbank is not doing bad. We're not so bad, guys. One, I think what we lack as artists is to create audience development, right? We are living in a mining town.
Sure.
And the under general fun way of people working the mines, the only under general fun they know of him, clubs, Bozero and Dontoni, that. So the theater is not something, it's not traditional, right? And especially after COVID.
Sure.
Mina, in my era, when I was in Egoli, it was mandatory for me to go watch a show, either the State Theatre, Joburg Theatre, or Market Theatre, right?
Yeah.
Here we have 3 theatres, right? But is there a tradition of people going to those theatres? No. And whose fault is that? I would put it on us as artists. And I understand, to know as artists, we're more concerned about the art, making the production, right? And we lack having marketers who will help the audience to be developed in them understanding what theatre is about. And remember, our target audience right now should be our peers who are working in the mines. So market research would be, when you go to, when are they free to come watch the shows? Are we having our shows at a time where they are available? Are we marketing? Are we in their faces? Are we introducing this kind of entertainment to them? So I know, I've worked with a lot of people, and you cannot advertise your work a week before the show. It's impossible.
Yeah.
And it's the first thing I saw with bank. Like you advertise it literally 3-4 days before the show. Now we see you, and we think the only advertising space is the social media. No, when you go to Joburg, there's billboards. Okay, there's who's that guy who does them billboards? I don't know if he still does them.
From here with bank.
From here in
Teddy
Mhlala. You know, we should be collaborating with those people. I like what they're doing, like Poiki. I wish as theatre practitioners, we would go to them, the marketing team, would say, guys, help us. How do we do audience development? Even collaborate with them. Because they already have like an audience, right? So production-wise, the productions, I think we're doing very well. Because we have Onontombi from Braden's era. We have Onontombi, there's a lot of shows that we have. Upubaba, who's that guy, Umandla, Masilela, Captured in Silence. That Ilitra. Yes, we have Tobisi with Uswenyana. There was a show before Uswenyana.
The Preacher Tulane.
What's the other one? Azania. There's this one now. Reviving Spaces. He's got 3 productions under his name. There was this recent one, Women in
Theatre Collective.
And the women there who were bringing beautiful shows locally. My show, the beautiful show. Anyway, so production-wise, the product we do have, but we are lacking audience development.
Athi senze so Thandeka ngoba amabhosi wami sewangithethisile ama-producer yabo sesihleli isikhathi eside sikhuluma. We haven't covered most of the things ebesifuna ukuzikhuluma nawe Thandeka. Ngepermission yabo sengiyitholile nanoma ngayitholanga sokunikezwa yimi permission ukuthi sophinde sikubambe futhi. You understand? Because there's a lot of things that we need to cover in as far as arts is concerned, especially la eMalahleni. You understand? Now, with that said, Thandeka, thank you very much for gracing us ku 013
Thank you
Golden
for
Circle.
having me.
And then you mustn't forget to follow and like and subscribe. Ku YouTube, we are 013 GCTV, and then on Facebook, it's Golden Circle. Awufaka ama-comment lapha sive ukuthi how can we grow as a podcast na yonke lento leyo. Thandeka, Magagula, uyopho gqom gqeberha wonke lamagama thanda abantu sibathembisile abantu ukuthi uzoshayela something nyana. Mina ngukhumza tso 013 Golden Circle. Till next time.
First off, this is a beautiful initiative, Kay. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm gonna put your show and I'm putting it out in the universe from my mouth to God's ears. That your level should get to the level, yeah, Brother Dave. What's his name? King David. When you archive all these beautiful stories about the locals here in Witbank. So thank you very much for having me. I am honored and privileged. I got here at 8:30 because how excited I was. Yes, there's a poem I did called Child of Mother of Mankind. I want to share this light with you guys. Ne? So it goes. Child of Mother of Mankind, Alkebuline, be reminded, zikhumbuze ukubana wena ungowesihlalo sobukhosi esabekwa embindini womcebo womhlaba. The essence of your spirit being comes from beyond above. It passed the skies, it touched the stars, it hugged the sun, it dripped down the clouds and landed on this earth, and thus became you, child, bearer of seed to womb that give birth to all mankind. It is with intention that you are created of melanin. You are a direct reflection of the earth in which you stand, come from, and are molded of. And just like the earth that gives birth to all things life, light, and nature, in your service, you give birth to everything magnificent. Now, the universe, in concurrence with the moon, applauds you for unlocking the windows of the sun. Sun which in its rise kissed you in all shades of melanin, for you reflect its warmth in the echoes of your principles of Ubuntu. Wena wakwantu, wena wabantu, wena wabatu, fanu, ntu. Be reminded that you are an echo of conversations whispered to the universe. You are a result of the love of thousands. You are their vision made visible. Their minds kept thinking. Their hearts kept pumping. Their spirits and souls kept living. So be reminded that it is in the nature of your natural nurturing spirit that all mankind cometh to your throne to touch, take, and experience all that you are. Kaloku wena njengalo mhlaba ubekwe kuwo ungumzimba, inhliziyo, umphefumulo weenhlanga zonke. So be reminded that you were chosen, picked, and placed in the center of the wealth and the richness of all earth. Call it Eden, if you may. Call it Africa, if you may. But I call it Al-Kebulan, mother of all mankind. And oh man, you are kind. Man, you are one of a kind. And man, you are the only kind. So, child, son, daughter of the soil, be reminded of your throne.